Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry I have been gone for a little bit, but now I'm here with another video. Today's videos is a bit special since I am collabing with leangalaxy. If you haven't, go check part 1 where it'll be on his channel, and it would make a lot more sense. With all of that out of the way, let's begin. What if Broly and Kale were twins? Now we start off with Goku. Instead of at King Kai's planet, he's in Earth, training Kale and Broly, still helping them trying to control their power. Goku has seen Broly and Kale's potential and noticed that they do have potential in controlling their power. He even seen Broly was able to control his power just for a little bit. While Goku is training Kale and Broly, eventually they do go to Bulma's birthday party, and Beerus had finally woke up hearing about Kale, Broly, and Goku that was the one to be able to finish off Frieza. Beerus is, like normal, still pretty interested in the Saiyans, but he doesn't go to King Kai since no one's there, so he just heads straight to Earth. And like normal, everything will go normally to canon. Especially when Broly and Kale do fight Beerus, they're probably only going to go to their Akari forms, which they was able to master thanks to Goku's training. And yes, Kale will have Akari, why wouldn't she? But even with their Akari forms, Beerus will be able to still knock them down. Eventually, Goku will have the plan to use the Dragon Balls to figure out about the Super Saiyan God. And like in canon, Goku still does get Super Saiyan God thanks to the ritual. And Videl doesn't need to tell nobody that she's pregnant. Once Beerus and Goku's fight is over, Beerus suggests that some of them should train with him. Of course, he does suggest that Goku should train with him. And Vegeta also wants to go, and Goku suggests Broly and Kale should come, and they also do agree. While the others will just stay back, since Beerus wasn't too interested in them. Anyways. Eventually, all the Saiyans will start training with Whis. Whis trains Goku and Vegeta normally, but Whis trains Broly and Kale pretty differently. He's helping them how to calm their minds, and is doing some meditation with them, while Goku and Vegeta does fight each other. Whis also sees that Broly and Kale does have some potential within them, but they do have some anger issues that they need to control. But Whis is still training Broly and Kale. Goku and Vegeta, like normal, learn Super Saiyan Blue. And then eventually Kale is surprisingly able to go Super Saiyan. At first she loses control. Whis tells Broly to go talk to his sister and try controlling her. And he does. And it actually works this time, with Kale being able to control her Super Saiyan form. And Kale is actually noticeably stronger. She's actually around the Super Saiyan God levels. Now, before anybody gets mad, let me explain. During the Tournament of Power, Kale was actually able to at least handle herself against a Super Saiyan God Goku. At least that was weakened. But while a normal Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla couldn't even handle a Super Saiyan God Goku that was weakened. So I'll say Kale is around Super Saiyan God level. With that being out the way, Broly's trying to learn how to get the Super Saiyan form also. But it seems so different for him. Every time he does transform into a Super Saiyan, he always loses control. And this ends up with being Whis having to knock him out, or just someone having to stop him. Of course, Goku, Kale, and Vegeta tries helping Broly, but it seems not to be doing any good. Well, it kinda is, but at the same time, he's getting slowly closer and closer to perfect, at least controlling it. He feels it. But eventually, one day Frieza is brought back to life, and he's going to train for 4 months again, with him achieving his golden form. Eventually he does go to Earth still like in canon, and attack the Z Fighters, with the Z Fighters doing the same just like in canon, and also having Paragus aside them. And I also feel like Paragus might be able to turn into a Super Saiyan, or even maybe Super Saiyan 2. Eventually when all of Frieza's men is done, Frieza does still do the same, beating the crap out of Gohan. And this ends up with the Saiyans coming to Earth. Frieza is happy to see the Saiyans again, and he's ready for his revenge. Every Saiyan is ready to fight, and they figure out who's gonna fight Frieza first. And they do a tournament of rock, paper, scissors, with this ending off with Kale being the winner. Of course, Frieza didn't want to fight Kale, he wanted to fight Goku or Vegeta to get one of the revenge, but this could be a good exercise for him, so he decides to fight her. Of course, they're both in their base forms and they start fighting each other. They both seem to be pretty even with each other. Eventually, Kale does go to her Akari state, and Frieza does go his final form. And it seems like Frieza does have an upper hand just a little bit. Eventually, Frieza has had enough with Kale and decides to transform to his golden form. And he gives Kale a beatdown. Eventually, Kale is able to transform into her Super Saiyan state. And they both do fight each other. They both seem to be pretty even. But once Frieza uses more of his power, Kale starts losing ground and fast. Broly wants to step in and help his sister, but Goku just tells him to trust her and let her fight. While Kale is getting a beatdown, she notices something. Frieza's punches are starting to get a whole lot weaker, slowly but surely. She has an idea, she's just gonna allow Frieza to beat her up, but until he gets weaker. So she does stalling out the time until eventually she's able to tank Frieza's attacks. Frieza's wondering what's going on until Kale reveals what she has done. Frieza won't believe this, and he can. He gets angry and tries to attack her, but Kale's have the upper hand now. Eventually, with Frieza's taking on this beatdown, he eventually goes back to his final form on his knees. Kale is about to finish him, but he's ready to blow up the planet. The Saiyans do see this and they transform to the fullest they can, all charging a beam at Frieza, instantly killing him before he can blow up the planet. Kale is kinda mad that they still hurt Kale, but she understands once they explain what was gonna happen. Eventually the Saiyans will go back to Beerus's planet while the Earthlings and Paragus do what they do at Earth. Eventually, with all the help with Whis and the others, Broly is eventually able to go Super Saiyan and is able to control it. And Kale is able to go Super Saiyan 2. Goku and Vegeta are shocked. Broly and Kale is just in some normal Super Saiyan forms, while they're in God forms. Broly and Kale is rather close, or even surpassed them by now, which is a shocker. But Goku and Vegeta doesn't back down yet. They keep on training their hardest to get stronger than even Broly or Kale. Eventually, Champa does come to Universe 7 to suggest a tournament. Of course, Beerus would agree. And the Saiyans. Really, they only need to find one more person, since they already have 4 people. Beerus probably won't bring Monaka, since Goku's already motivated enough to surpass Broly or even Kale. They are trying to look for their final member, wondering who would it be. They could easily get Piccolo, or even Gohan. They heard that he was been training some more. But Kale and Broly suggests Paragus. Now, I haven't added Paragus into a lot of this stuff, so I decided this would be the best opportunity. Goku and Vegeta will agree, since he does have Super Saiyan and also Super Saiyan 2, so he should be a decent teammate. Of course, Broly and Kale goes ask him, and he will of course agree, since this will be some good exercise for him. And now they got their 5th member, and like normal, they will go to the time chamber. Of course, Kale and Broly will go in just for 1 year. Paragus would decide not to go in the hyperbolic time chamber since it's gonna make him a lot older and he feels his age is slowly coming up to him. Once they're done training, Goku and Vegeta will go train in a hyperbolic time chamber for 2 days. Eventually, 2 days will go pass by, and everybody's ready for the tournament. They all head to the tournament. Once they got there, they suddenly started the matches, which will be Goku starting. So the first match is Goku versus Botamo, and that will most likely go the same. The next match is Goku versus Frost, and that will go the same. Up next is Paragus against Frost, and Paragus is kind of terrified to see this Frieza look-alike, and is terrified to see his full power. So Paragus goes full power immediately and knocks out Frost. Paragus was not expecting that to be that easy. Up next is Paragus versus Magetta. At first, Paragus cannot do nothing to Magetta. Seems like he can't even damage him at all. And plus, he can't hardly breathe, since they're in that little cube thing. Magetta is actually starting to beat down on Paragus. But Paragus still has the idea to break the glass with everything he got. After he broke the glass, he starts calling Vegeta insults, which Vegeta starts to cry. Paragus charges up his powerful blast he can do and sends it to Vegeta, with Vegeta being eliminated. Next up is Kaba versus Paragus. At first, the match is pretty even, but until Paragus transforms into a Super Saiyan 2. Kaba is pretty shocked and begs Paragus to teach him how to transform. Paragus is shocked and thinks on how to make this kid turn into a Super Saiyan. He thinks on how he got it. He just got it because he trained intensely and had a hatred for Vegeta. He got so angry at the point where he can go to a Super Saiyan. Paragus thinks for a little bit more, but he figures it out. It's anger. And he decides to make Kaba angry by threatening him to blow up his planet. And eventually Kaba is able to transform into a Super Saiyan. Kaba does thanks Paragus, and they do have a respectable fight, with Paragus taking the win. Next up is Hit versus Paragus, and Hit instantly strikes Paragus one time, instantly knocking him out cold. Everyone is honestly shocked and surprised, thinking that Paragus was gonna take all the fun. Up next is Vegeta, who instantly doesn't play around, transforming into a Super Saiyan Blue. This time, Vegeta is a lot stronger, thanks to having more motivation, but still it isn't enough. Hit keeps on using his time skip to his advantage, and he is able to keep on attacking Vegeta. Vegeta thinks to himself, he's training so hard, but still he can't even beat this guy. Vegeta says no and that he'll never give up. Vegeta starts screaming, with a darker blue aura around him. He says that he's the Prince of all Saiyans, and that he'll never lose. And he transforms into Blue Evolution. The battle begins, and Vegeta is able to counter Hit's time skip. Hit is surprised, and eventually he has to even improve his time skip. But even with Hit's improved time skip, Vegeta is able to still counter it, and is able to do decent blows against Hit. This battle is just like Goku versus Hit, but this time Vegeta ain't gonna give up. Hit is very beaten up and hurt and injured. Vegeta is ready to finish the job, but unfortunately he transforms back into his base form. Damn, looks like he's out of energy. Hit is able to eliminate him. Up next is Broly. Broly is pretty excited and ready to fight Hit. Once the match begins, Broly decides to go full power immediately, transforming into a Super Saiyan. Broly is ready to fight until Hit calls off the match, saying that he forfeits. Everyone is confused. Hit just says that he's too tired and too beaten up to even face against Broly. He jumps off the ring, giving Broly the victory. Broly's pretty disappointed, but he understands why Hit did this. Like normal, Zeno does still come, but that will stay the same. Of course, they would celebrate Broly's win, and everybody's lives will go back to normal. Of course, Zamasu would have seen the Tournament of Destroyers and would be disgusted in the mortals. And like normal, he's gonna take someone's body. And I feel like it's gonna be Vegeta, since Goku really didn't show off no God Ki, neither did Paragus or... So we meet a Vegeta Black that goes into Trunks' timeline and destroys everything. Trunks will of course be shocked, but will still get hope from the past. Once Trunks did wake up, he does attack Vegeta, but Trunks will get informed that he made it to the past. Trunks explains what happened in his timeline, and Vegeta is pissed that there's some sort of imposter of him. Eventually a portal does open up, which is Vegeta Black. Vegeta Black laughs, saying that he finally found Trunks. Everyone is shocked to see Vegeta Black, but not Vegeta, as he instantly transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue and attacks Vegeta Black. And Vegeta Black has no time to even defend himself. He's just getting beaten up. And he was so beaten up that Vegeta was able to finish him off by killing him with a Gallic gun. And yep, Vegeta Black is dead. Vegeta is just happy that he managed to get rid of the trash. Trunks is shocked in how his father managed to kill that imposter. Vegeta goes back down to where Trunks is and tells him that that should be all, and that his timeline should be safe now. But Whis and FighterZ interferes, saying that he felt similar, not to Vegeta's but to someone else. Vegeta did also notice that. Whis and Beerus say that they're gonna go take a trip and they want Vegeta to come along. So Vegeta does do that and he goes along with Beerus and Whis to Universe 10. While Bulma's getting more fuel to the time machine, Goku and Trunks is training with each other. Goku is interested to see what Trunks got for power. In Universe 10, Vegeta, like normal, does fight Zamasu just for a little bit of time, just to see how his strength is. And of course it does feel pretty similar to Vegeta Black. So they head out, and once the time machine is ready, the three Saiyans head to the future. They check everything out, that everything is destroyed. They of course doesn't see nothing, but until Zamasu comes out the shadows, showing himself. Of course Vegeta will recognize him. Zamasu wonders where is Black, so he asks the Saiyans. Vegeta said that he just killed him, and that he'll be next too. Zamasu just thinks that he can do this alone with his immortality, so he decides to charge at the fighters. This time Goku decides to fight Zamasu, and he's easily able to kill him. Nope, he's able to come back to life. They figure out that he has immortality and they head back, knowing that they can't really kill him, since they kept on trying. They do tell Whis and Beerus about it, and Beerus and Whis goes back with Vegeta, spies on Zamasu, and destroys him once they figure out that he's trying to kill Zamasu. Of course, Piccolo would tell Goku about the Mafuba, and Goku learns the Mafuba. And this time, Goku actually got everything this time. Once the fuel is ready, they go back to the future timeline. They meet Zamasu, they fight again, and then eventually they seal him up. And also, the reason why Broly and Kale wasn't really in this is because there's really no need to add them in this. It was just a pretty quick arc. So I'm gonna just say that they got sent aside for this arc. Eventually, Goku and Vegeta does go back to Beerus' planet to train. Keep note that Vegeta has been training with Beerus lately, since he feels like Whis' training is not doing him any good. But eventually he goes back to Earth, since Bulma is about to have another kid, and he doesn't want to miss it. Like normal, Goku still does go talk to Zeno about the Tournament of Power, which is going to be set up. Now Goku tries looking for 10 members to find a team. Of course, he will get Kale and Broly, which is pretty easy to convince them. Next up, they do get Vegeta, thanks to some help with Whis. Next up, they get Piccolo and Gohan, since Gohan has been training with Piccolo like normal. Next up, they try getting Krillin, but Krillin hasn't been training a lot since he's been focusing on his job. So they just get 18. And they also do get 17 also. Now they just need 2 more people. Now they're trying to wonder who are those last 2 people. Broly and Kale suggest is Paragus. The others are fine with Paragus, so they try getting Paragus, but Paragus this time declines. He says that he's now getting older and that he wants to live the rest of his life in peace. Of course, Kale and Broly do understand, but they tell him the consequences if they lose. Paragus is of course shocked and decides to join for this last time. And for the last fighter, I'm just gonna say they get Master Roshi. Eventually the tournament does start, and like normal, some people do separate. This also includes 8 Broly and Kale, since they're mostly following their father, Paragus, just to make sure that he doesn't get knocked out so early. Of course, the beginning of the tournament will go the same, with Universe 9 being the first universe to be eliminated or erased. Eventually, Kale and Broly does separate from Paragus, since Paragus thinks that he's just holding them back from their fun. He says that he can take care of himself. Of course, they do respect his wishes, and they head off. Paragus will go pair up with Master Roshi to fight Universe 4. And I feel like that they'll be able to actually knock out all of Universe 4 fighters, because with Roshi having some assistance with him, they'll probably be able to get rid of Universe 4 sneaky fighters also. Of course, they are both exhausted, since they both doesn't have perfect stamina, or the greatest. But due to Master Roshi just being a human, he's the worst. He's in a worse condition. He gives the rest of his energy to Paragus and eliminates him himself. Kale and Broly is fighting Universe 2, but it soon gets interrupted with Goku versus Jiren. But that battle will most likely go the same. Instead of Frieza giving him some energy, Broly and Kale will lend some of theirs. Of course, this is way more energy than what Frieza gave him. Hit does try to fight Jiren, but he gets eliminated. Like normal, Goku does still go fight Universe 6 Saiyans. He does fight Caulifla and someone else. It is Renzo, Cabba's master. I'm pretty sure Vados can do something about his leg and easily heal it. So yeah, Renzo and Caulifla is able to turn into Super Saiyans. Wow, Cabba went to go fight Paragus, which that battle will end with Cabba winning, since Paragus is pretty much weakened, and he did have fun fighting Cabba one more time before getting eliminated. Of course, Goku's just playing around with Renzo and Caulifla, and then he eventually turns Super Saiyan God, beating them both up. When Goku's about to finish with the Kamehameha, Renzo decides to sacrifice himself, moving Caulifla out the way. While he'll get hit with the Kamehameha, getting eliminated. Caulifla already knows that she can't win this, so she retreats to Cabba. Goku thinks the battle is over until he gets punched by someone. This person laughs, saying that now he's the strongest in the universe. Of course, Goku looks in shock, seeing the two Patara earrings. Of course, Cabba and Caulifla did fuse with each other. And of course, I'm bad with fusion names, so I'm not gonna name this fusion. I'm just gonna say fusion. So the fusion attacks Goku, and Goku's pretty even with the fusion. Eventually, the fusion would transform into Super Saiyan 2, and the battle heats up even more. Goku transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, and even has to go Blue Kaioken. But with Blue Kaioken, Goku's actually handling his own. Yeah, this fusion is not as strong as Kefla, but it's still strong. But even if the fusion is not as strong as Kefla, I feel like it will still pressure Goku into going UI Omen. And he'll be able to finish off the fusion, eliminating them from the tournament. Goku goes back in base being exhausted from his fight. Like normal, Gohan and Piccolo are fighting the last Universe 6 warriors, which are the Namekians from Universe 6. Also, a quick note, which you guys should know, that Gohan does not have ultimate. They actually never used the Sea Sword. You should check out part 1 if you want to figure that out. So Gohan is just using Super Saiyan 2, but he's still extremely strong. And like normal, Universe 6 is eliminated thanks to Gohan and Piccolo. And also Universe 2 is eliminated thanks to Broly and Kale. And also 17 and 18 did take care of Universe 10. So Universe 7 goes after Universe 3, but that will mainly go the same, especially when Uraza comes and does their final attack. This time the Universe 7 has more fighters and has extra manpower, and also women. So yeah, Universe 3 is now eliminated, and also 18 also got eliminated. Now it's Universe 11 versus Universe 7. The people that's after Dispo is Piccolo, Gohan, and Android 17. Topo is fighting Kale and Broly, and Goku, Vegeta is fighting Jiren. At first, 17, Piccolo, and Gohan is doing great, but once Dispo goes his like speed mode, they do start having problems. But 17 has some quick thinking, and he has a plan. He tells Gohan and Piccolo about it, and they agree with the plan. They let Dispo beat them up, and plus he's too fast to catch. Dispo starts getting cocky, saying that he's the fastest in the universe. 17 took this opportunity to get behind Dispo and to set a barrier around them. Dispo is shocked, and Android 17 tells Gohan to hurry up. Gohan charges up a Kamehameha and sends it to the barrier. Dispo sees what they're doing. Android 17 is trying to sacrifice himself just to eliminate him. Well, Dispo starts beating up on 17. Of course, the Kamehameha did hit the barrier and it's starting to go out the ring. Eventually, it's too late for Dispo while the barrier goes out the ring. Dispo curses himself for being too cocky, and he gets eliminated with Android 17. Topo is having a respectable fight with Broly and Kale, and there's no reason for him to turn into his God of Destruction mode, since Frieza isn't really there to torture him, or nobody's really there to really torture him. They're fighting just to survive. So thanks to Kale and Broly having perfect synergy, they are able to knock out Topo from the ring. Right now, Goku and Vegeta are fighting Jiren with everything they got. Vegeta's in Blue Evolution while Goku's in Blue Kaioken. Of course, Jiren is using some of his power, but not all. Eventually, Jiren doesn't get an unexpected hit from behind him. He checked who done that, but he gets another unexpected hit. Eventually, everybody comes out of nowhere. Jiren sees what's going on. They're all planning to fight him all at once. He says that he doesn't need no one else to help him. Jiren powers up a little bit more, with this power being kinda extreme. He charges at all of them. They all do fine in the beginning, but they start getting concerned when he started eliminating people. He eliminated Piccolo first. Then he eliminated Gohan. Eventually everybody started getting concerned. Eventually all the Saiyans start screaming, powering up some more, trying to figure out if they can even win. But Broly and Kale, they feel something within them. They feel like they can power up more. Broly starts screaming into a greenish aura. His armor ripped. Broly knows that he has the power to break his limits. Broly screams, powering up into his legendary Super Saiyan form. With Kale, she can feel her power rising too. But instead of being angry, she stays more calm. A reddish aura comes around her body, and eventually she transforms into a Super Saiyan God. Goku just powers up his Kaioken up to times 30. But with Vegeta, something else is happening to him. A purplish aura comes around his body. He says that he will never lose. Vegeta screams, powering up into Ultra Ego. Jiren also responds to all the Saiyans, powering up to his fullest power. Of course, Broly is uncontrollable. He has no kind of control in this form, and he immediately attacks Jiren first, with the others also doing the same. Jiren is having a hard time. He's able to dodge some of Broly's attacks since he's not clearly thinking, and Broly sometimes even attacks his own teammates. He noticed that Broly has no kind of control, so he used that to his advantage, and once he gets an opening, he's able to at least eliminate Broly. But Jiren is having a much harder time with the others. They all have perfect synergy with each other, and every time he beats up Vegeta, he gets stronger even. The battle does keep on going until Jiren's power eventually runs out. Jiren is down on the ground. They're about to finish him off until Goku's transformation runs out. He's too weird down. Vegeta's about to eliminate him, but he also go back into his base form, since he mostly allowed Jiren to beat him up so he can get stronger, so he's exhausted. But Kale, she's heavily beat up too, but she still has some energy to still eliminate Jiren herself. She charges up her energy, and of course, does the honors of eliminating Jiren. Universe 7 wins the Tournament of Power. Who will get the wish though? Well, as much as it doesn't matter, they just all agree on one wish to revive all the universes. So there's no Broly arc since Broly's already been found. And plus, Frieza is still dead. And it's up to you guys if you guys want me to do the manga or not. Either than that, this is the end of this series. Thanks to leangalaxy for coming to my channel. Go subscribe to him, he makes awesome content also. Also, I am planning on to do a special part for this, so if you guys want that, can we get the 15 likes? Then I'll know that you guys want a special part. But either than that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That'll show me you guys are supporting me, and go also subscribe to leangalaxy. Either than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.